Hello everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. My name is Denise. Today I'm going to talk about juicing and detoxing and things of that nature. I have been juicing since the age of 20. I have been fasting since the age of 20, though I don't fast often. But I believe in fasting and juicing as a way to cleanse my body of toxins. And so juicing and fasting and this intermittent this fasting and this diet, that diet, none of that stuff is new to me. And it's like things have been around for ages, but they just give it a new name, like the keto diet or the start with a P, or the Atkins diet. Remember it was the Atkins diet, the Mediterranean diet, the this diet, the that diet. It's like old things with new names. Old things given new names. So I decided that, I guess 1 year ago, when I really started paying attention to this black guy on YouTube, Harold, Living with Harold or something. He in his 50s and he had cancer, and he beat the cancer by changing the way he was eating and stuff like that. So he has a YouTube channel, he has products he sells. But I really paid attention to his juicer because my very first juicer, when I was 20, I was in college full-time and I was working part-time. I bought a Braun, B-R-A-U-N juicer. And my mom, she harassed me about that thing. She's like, you're not going to use it. I don't know why you bought that. You wasted your money on that. And I think it was $60 at the time, which was like a lot of money for a college student. But I had read Dick Gregory's book about cooking. It was called Cooking with Mother Nature. I think he wrote it in the 70s. I still have my original copy of that book. I was also into the naturopathic way of medicine. So I bought the book, it's Eden, Back to Eden. I had a paperback. I don't know if I bought it or somebody gave it to me. But so I was looking at it and I think someone gave me their copy of the book. But it's about this thick, Back to Eden paperback. So I was, I read the beginning pages because it gives an introduction and a foreword and all of that stuff about Jethro Kloss, Kloss, how he got started. I think he was a Mormon or a Seventh-day Adventist. And, this book, that's a book really on herbology, what herbs to take for various things. So I was into that. I bought so many health books that were written in the 90s that I still have, because it's the same information. It doesn't change that much, but it has a new name for a new generation, and rightly so that they can absorb and digest the new information. But it's old stuff to me and those who are in my age group. So anyway, the point is that with this Living with Harold, he had this juicer that juices whole pieces of fruit. Now the Braun juice is long gone, okay? Long gone. But almost 15 years ago, I bought a new juicer called from Omega, Omega. And I'm not getting any kind of promotion from this stuff. I'm just sharing with you my juicing and fasting experience. And so I bought the Omega juicer. It was $495. So that was an expensive juicer. And so I was talking with my friend because it was an investment. It's like, am I really going to be juicing that much to spend this much on a juicer? And my friend said, well, if you're going to do something, you might as well get top of the line that you can afford and use it. So rather than put the juicer away when it arrived, I put it right on my counter where I had to look at it every day. And in 2008 is when I bought the juicer. I still have that juicer now. So 2008. So 16 years. You do the math. But I still have that juicer today, and I do a smoothie every day. do my smoothies differently than most people. They put water in it, they put ice and all that stuff. I just use fruit juices. I juice the fruit juices, lemons, apples, oranges, the ginger. I juice that. That's my base. Some people use water as their base, coconut milk as their base. I use those juices as my base. I add spinach or mixed greens, banana. I might juice some grapes. It's an okra and avocado. You can put anything. You can put sunflower seeds in. You can put any kind of nuts. You can make a meal out of the smoothie. Okay. So that's what I have been doing. But my juicer has a chute about this big. So I have to cut up about this big. So I have to cut up the vegetables and fruit and put it in there. So there's a lot of prep that goes into it, which causes me to get discouraged about trying to fast even for a day or two, because there's so much preparation. I have to cut up the fruit, and you know, when you juice, you have to drink it right away for the nutritional value to still be there. So it's been discouraging. So when I saw this video with Living with Harold and the juicer that he was using, where you can just put a whole apple in there, you can just put a whole carrot, celery in the juicer, I was like, oh, I got to have that. The juicer is Coving's juicer. It costs, might as well say $700. It's a $700 juicer. And I asked myself, are you going to really use that investment? And the answer is yes. I'm going to really use it, because it will sit right on the counter where I have to look at it every day, all day, as long as I'm in the kitchen. And that will help me do juice fasting. And I cannot tell you the health benefits of juice fasting. I don't need to tell you the health benefits of juice fasting, because you already have seen the videos online. But what I can tell you is my personal experience with juice fasting during COVID. I will never forget, I got COVID officially diagnosed with COVID August 8th, 2021. Officially diagnosed. I think I got it August 8th. I think I got officially diagnosed the following week. But anyway, I can say August 2021. And my cousin, she had bought me Campbell's soup, orange juice, apple juice, and I think that was it. Campbell's soup, like a couple of cans of Campbell's soup, apple juice, and orange juice. Now, prior to me receiving all of that, I hadn't had any solid food. I think a cousin of mine had made some soup. Maybe I had some soup, but I don't think I had had any solid food. So basically, I was just drinking water, because I just didn't have the energy to fix anything or go get anything or call anybody to bring me something. That was really all I was drinking. So a few days later, she bought me this stuff, the Campbell soup, the apple juice, and the orange juice. So for one straight day, I ate the soup, drank the juice. My stomach was killing me by the end of the evening. I had so much pain in my stomach. I said, okay, this is not going to work for me to recover from COVID. I'm going to have to go to juicing. And as weak as I was, I asked, somebody from work asked me if I needed anything, and I gave them a list of fruits. What I said: oranges, apples, bananas, avocado. I didn't include okra, spinach, anything that I could make into a juice. That's how I recovered from COVID, y'all. my COVID symptoms were not of the type that I needed to be on a ventilator, hospitalized. She just said to me, you're just going to have to go through it. So I was dehydrated. So they gave me something for the dehydration. They did keep me overnight, but they gave me like maybe some nausea medication. They did give me some meds, but I didn't even take them. I didn't even take them because there was just a part of me. Sometimes intuitively we know what we need. I didn't feel I needed it. It's like you need to juice and juice some more. And when you feel up to it, get your strength up, because I was very, very, very weak. I've never been that weak in my life, and I've had, a couple of surgeries and everything, but I've never been that weak in my life. Never. Like crawling to the bathroom. Just walking 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps was just like, let me go lay down. It was bad, but still not as bad as other people. So it was difficult to, cut the fruit, peel the fruit. And like I said, I would pull a chair. I put a chair in the kitchen so that I could sit and peel the fruit. And then I maybe could do half of an orange and peeling, or cut it and peel half of it. And then I have to go lay on the couch for like 20-30 minutes and then get back up and come back over. And that's the way it went for weeks. But when I got low, I would ask people to, bring me stuff if they offered, or order stuff online. And that's how I heal myself from COVID, is juicing. Because the stuff that people would normally, take, the soup and the, what they say, feed a fever, starve a cold, or something like that, plenty of liquids and stuff. I was drinking plenty of water. I was drinking about a gallon and a half a day of water, because that's how thirsty I was. And then having to go to the bathroom to release myself and being weak to go. So it was like a vicious cycle that I thought I would never recover from, but I did. I just stayed the course. And then it got to a place where I could, like, all of my health books regarding food and cooking and cookbooks are in the kitchen on this bookshelf. And so when I got my strength up and I was able to not go to sleep every time I laid down, because like every time you lay down you're just sleeping on and off and on and off until it's time to get up to go to the bathroom or to go to the kitchen because you're hungry. And I'm juicing, so to make the juices and stuff. When I had the strength, I got all of my natural health books about herbs and juicing and fasting. I got all of them and reread them just to see if I was on the right path. And that's what healed me. Fasting and juice fasting is what healed me from COVID. I may have, a couple of days of whatever they gave me in terms of medication, a couple of days. But after that, I was like, I'm not going to get healed by eating the food that I was eating before. I'm not going to get healed or feel better using soups. My stomach hurt so bad after that. My cousin, I ate the Campbell soup and the juice and the orange juice and the apple juice and drank all that. I was like, my stomach is killing me. So that's my experience with juicing. I started when I was about 20. I have the omega juicer now that I'm using that has a little small chute to put the fruit and the pieces of fruit, and I have to cut it up and then watch it juice and stuff like that. So that's my take on juicing. I have juiced like for 14 days, 12 to 14 days. I juiced in 2016. So it's been a long time since I've actually fasted for a week. But that time it was between 12 and 14 days. It was in December because I remember I stopped fasting the week before I was supposed to go to visit my niece who lived in Florida at the time. I was going to stay with her for a couple of days for Christmas. And I knew that there would be plenty of meat and other things there that my body hadn't had in 12 to 14 days. And so I broke the fast the week before I was supposed to leave to give my body a chance to adjust and digesting that kind of food the following week. So what am I saying and what is the purpose? Fasting works if you want to lose weight. The first 3 to 4 days are very difficult. You might have headaches, nausea. So I always recommend juicing or beginning a fast on the weekend. And Queen Afua, I know you've heard of her, Queen Afua, Heal Thyself. I have her book too. She suggests the week before you want to fast that you have a diet of only salads, raw salads the week before. She said that will help with the symptoms of fasting, the withdrawals from sugar and sodium and all the things that are in our food. I recommend 2 weeks of fasting of salads, only salads. So you're having salads for lunch and dinner, and I don't know what you eat for breakfast, but you might want to cut that out and start maybe making a smoothie. This is all in preparation, the prep work for the fast. So I have told myself that, you know, if you fast 1 day a week, that's better than nothing. That's just like giving your body a chance to heal. So I recommend fasting. You know, people do intermittent fasting, 12 hours where they don't eat anything. That seems pretty easy to do if you include, you know, just 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day, because it's like we're up for 12 and we sleep for 12 about. So yeah, 1 meal a day. So that should be easy to do, but it does require discipline. It requires discipline. So I highly recommend fasting, especially to get rid of weight. And now the thing is to take like Olympic or Ozempic, you know, whatever that is, where it's, I don't know if it's a pill or a shot you get to curb your appetite. I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. I don't shame other people for doing it, but it is a quick way. But I prefer the natural way where it's gradual, or, you know, if you fast long enough, you'll lose, you know, 5 pounds in a week if you know, once you get started on it and commit to it, and you're getting nutritional value as well. And then it gets to a place where, you know, once you get past the first and second day, you're like, okay, well, let's see if I can do the third day. And when you do the third day, you're like, okay, let me see if I can do the fourth day and the fifth. That's how I was able to do it for 14 days, because it was like 12 to 14 days. I can't remember which. But it was because I had gotten past the symptoms. Like I had excruciating headache. I was cramping. But I was just like praying to God. It's like, God, please. You know, I was rubbing my legs or wherever the cramp was. It's like, God, please. I was in tears too now. It was a little painful. Drinking the water and everything like that. So, but I was determined. I was committed. I was committed. So that's my take on fasting and detoxing. It's a good thing. And it's good for weight loss. And you don't have to fast for a week the first time. You can just do it for a day, and then, you know, maybe the next week you can increase it to 2 days, or the next month for 2 days, or the next month for 3 days. You get to decide, but I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And July 19th is the next coffee social for singles 50 plus. I have journals on Amazon, and the merchandise is around the video. See you in the next one. Bye.